So hey guys, welcome back to Throttle Drive. I know it's been a while, there's a long gap, and here we are with another bike first ride experience of the Husqvarna Squadpillion 401. And this first ride review I'm gonna try it out in English, so if you're comfortable with this, do let me know in the comments so that I can continue it in the same way and so that more people get this. So I don't want to bore you with the specifications of the bike. The bike has the latest 399cc engine that Bajaj gets from Triumph, and they say it gives us 46 bhp and 39 Newton meters of torque. That's quite impressive for the bike like this. And from previously or majorly using Dominar, the difference with this bike feels so light and is totally flippable. It's also engaging. If I want an extra bit of power, I get it. That's impressive. The walk around of the bike will be available later in the video, as I am starting from a new place. I just wanted to do this before the traffic kicks in. The bike has a plethora of new features. I'll show once I stop somewhere and get down from the bike. To talk about the riding posture of the bike, it's a bit sporty. It's not that upright or not a touring type, but I guess we can add some add-ons like the handlebar raiser or the fork raiser and then give some comfort. Okay, the brake is also very responsive. This comes with traction control with 2 modes, I guess, and it also comes with switchable ABS, which they call it the super moto mode. I'll definitely explain that later. I think there will be a dedicated video of how the cluster works, because this was impressive the first time I checked this out. Or maybe I didn't explore too much in the KTM 390. Okay, I think the display flashes when you push it to the limits. Let me try that once I get some open roads. I'm going towards them. Okay, it's green. And towards some open roads. I'm in third gear, doing around 30 kmph. That is pretty fine. Let me get to that point and let's see how the vehicle pulls off. Third gear 30. Open roads out there. I don't know why the indicator switch feels so far away. It's hard for me to locate it. slipper clutch is well, there is seamless shifts, downshifts when I actually have to get this down to the speed, and I don't feel any heating now. I'm 5'7" and I'm easily able to plant both my feet in the floor. This actually feels quite clickable. It's a tight squeeze. Feels so clickable. So if I get the U-turn before the signal, I can comfortably push it here. The turning radius is pretty small, which is actually quite nice for such a bike. So there's a traffic light which I'm gonna stop, and I'm gonna try pulling it all the way and see how the pickup works. Let's try pushing this thing and see how far this goes. Impressive the cluster is. It's actually nice, responsive. I've never seen a cluster that pops out when you redline it. This actually is a good indicator. I don't have to actually see the cluster to understand that I am doing it at higher RPMs. Because the bright yellow light actually gives it off so well that I don't have to see the cluster to see how I'm doing it. The exhaust is also so nicely done because in lower RPMs it's quiet, and the higher we go, the louder it gets. That actually is the right way of how I like the exhaust, because I want to maintain it low-key at some places, and when I want to rip it apart, and that's when it gets responsive. That's actually quite nice. Okay. The suspension handles really well, and I get this is a preload adjustment suspension. I think it's from Showa. I'll just show it when I stop around. One thing I feel a bit off about this vehicle is the seat kind of what to say, doesn't give me, I I'm not able to grip it well, or I don't have it. I'm not sure how to put words right, but doesn't grip well. When I tried to pull off in that signal, I actually was pushed back and the seat didn't have grip. I had to hold on to the foot pegs and the handlebar. Not sure if that's fine with everyone, but I was not comfortable while this happened. Usually some bikes have step-up seats. This has something kind of a step-up seat, but not exactly step-up. That actually provides a better grip while holding on to that. Let me just show you the bike around. Let's have a quick walk around of the SWAT Pillion 401. To be frank about what I experienced with the bike is, the bike looked big in videos and the advertisements, but to handle it's actually small. And we have the latest 399cc displacement engine that Bajaj got with collaboration with Triumph, that spills out 46 bhp and 39 newton meters of torque, and that's a very huge sprocket that gives a lot of torque out. And we have the tires from Apollo Tram Plus, which is actually a very good spec for the vehicle. Actually, they were supposed to come out with Pirelli Scorpions, but I'm not sure, due to the homologation issue they had to come up with this. And the overall profile of the bike is actually awesome. Good to ride, and not that heavy of a bike, so it's easily flickable in the traffic. And we have preload WP Apex suspensions in the front, and we also have preload monoshock in the rear, same WP Apex. So my first ride experience was nice. It was comfortable, flickable, and yeah, as I was saying, this seat is so smooth that I'm not able to grip on the seat. And the step up is totally different because it doesn't have a stop like other bikes do. Maybe that would have been helpful. And we have a handlebar, not the clip-ons that we get from the SWAT Pillion. And good spec actually if you wanna go somewhere rough and do some stuff. Nice grab rail and a mono seat they have. And I also like this tank pad ornament or whatever they call it. I'm not sure. I think this is just an ornament, or I'm not sure of how this is useful. The handlebar is short and neat, and we have a very big cluster here, and we'll get to that in a separate video. I think that would have also come by the time you're seeing this. Okay. So around the budget of 3.2 plus lakhs, we are looking for something that starts above 300 to 350cc. This is one of the good options, and this will be competing with Speed 400, Scram 400, Dominar, and KTM 390, the Duke 390. And in the 390 segment we have Adventure 390 and the RC 390, but all from the same manufacturer. This is actually sporty. The one thing this actually should be compared with is the Scram 400, which I think I'll be doing it soon. If I do it soon, you'll be I think I'll somehow try to get it and do it. And that's it for now. So if you want something unique, like I'm not sure, there's a lot of SWAT Pillions around, and you have such a budget and you're looking for something around 350 to 400cc, this is one of the best options. So thank you, hope this video is helpful, and see you in the next video.